pull this thingy, point the nozzle suchly, and calmly squeeze this metal.
Spencer Shay is the quirky, hyperactive man-child of the iCarly crew. This is despite the fact that he's the only adult among his teenage companions. But beneath his childish antics lies a great number of hidden abilities, the most notable of which being his uncanny ability to spontaneously light things on fire.
Just tightened the toe bearings and lubed up the wheels, and then ah! How did that even happen?
So what's up with Spencer? What skills and strengths are secretly subsiding inside Spencer Shay? Special supernatural superpowers or serendipitous situational settings? Strap yourselves in while I analyze.
There's not enough people with originality, so here I am to save the day, Jayniac.
Okay, where are you on the Jane?
Cuz I was forced to lie to Freddie's mom. I told her I was starting a bread business and I will not let anyone call me a liar. Don't touch it. Stop. Where's my yeast?
At first glance, it would be easy to chalk Spencer up as just your typical immature older brother. He has a juvenile sense of humor, very skewed priorities, and at times he can be pretty irresponsible. But don't mistake his immaturity for stupidity. Throughout the show's run, Spencer is shown to have a passion for sculpting things out of junk, painting, pranking, cooking funny foods, and many other forms of art. Along with that, Spencer is always willing to empathize with his friends. Whenever they need help for just about anything, you can guarantee Spencer will willingly help them, even if he complains about it. 'Cause let's be real here, Spencer's the only one with a driver's license. He could easily tell his sister and her friends no, but more often than not, Spencer just drives them wherever they want to go. Again, being a very generous person to his friends, and as we later learn in I Rocked the Vote, Spencer is so virtuous that he absolutely hates lying. Except for that time he faked his death. But what's most impressive about Spencer, besides his ability to date so many women, more on that later, is his talent for things he's not interested in. You see, Spencer wasn't always an artist. As mentioned in I Promote Techfoots, Spencer actually went to Seattle Law School, but after only 3 days of it, he dropped out so he could pursue his passion of becoming an artist. Getting into law school in the first place would mean that Spencer must have shown a great deal of academic prowess. In this same episode, we're shown firsthand that Spencer still has his law book and remembers quite a lot of what he learned in those 3 days of law school years later.
Didn't Spencer go to law school for like 20 minutes?
3 days, thank you. If there's one thing I learned in my 72 hours of law school, it's that every contract has a loophole. Your contract states only that the members of iCarly must comment on your shoe, the Tech Foot, in a positive way. Which they didn't. Wrong, sir!
And if you think him keeping his law book is just a coincidence, let me remind you that Spencer has a book club.
Are those your book club ladies?
Yes.
You guys talking about a book?
No.
This is taken to the extreme in I Christmas, where we see an alternate universe where Spencer actually stayed and graduated from law school. He becomes a much different person, more responsible but less fun. So Spencer is more than capable of not only being a mature adult, but also a studious person. The only thing stopping him is his lack of interest. He'd rather be a carefree artist than a by-the-books lawyer. That isn't to say that he can't be both, or that he'd have to be a mature person to be a lawyer. No, I'm sure Spencer could find a way to still be fun if he was a lawyer. Not all lawyers are buzzkills, and not all artists are immature, okay guys? Okay. Speaking of art, Spencer makes a lot of weird art projects, usually out of scrap that he finds at his local junkyard. Are they a reflection of his childlike innocence, desperately trying to hold on to what's left as Spencer gets older? Are his art and childish cooking methods his coping mechanism for his father and especially his mother's absence in his life? Or could it be something more traumatizing that we're just never shown? You decide. The only consistent thing about Spencer's art is its inexplicable ability to catch on fire, even when made of non-flammable substances.
Now, if you hit that button, you'll hear a real car horn. I'm going with them, so it's not like they won't have a responsible adult making sure everything goes smooth.
Something worth noting is that they only seem to catch on fire when he's angry, frustrated, sad, or trying to impress someone. The same is true with, well, just about everything he magically sets on fire. Remember that I'm not a theorist, I'm an analyst. There is a difference. That being said, I understand Spencer setting things on fire is supposed to be nothing more than a running gag, but in episodes like I Got a Hot Room and I Christmas, Spencer setting things on fire isn't played for laughs. It's completely serious. So that leads me to believe that Spencer is either a terrible electrician, extremely unlucky, or he's hated by some supernatural being like Hephaestus, the Greek god of sculpting and fire. Alternatively, he may just have his own supernatural abilities brought onto him by his mother. After all, we never actually hear anything about Spencer and Carly's mom. What if she was a goddess of some sort, and him being able to burn things was hereditary? Is he the long-lost descendant of the Greek goddess Hestia? Or what if his womanizing tendencies are the result of his lineage with the Greek god Eros? Just a fun little thought. Whatever it is, Spencer's knack for starting fires got so severe that in iPair Store, the fire department refuses to answer his house calls because they just keep calling. Speaking of house calls.
Okay, when did you suddenly turn uncool?
When did you turn into a little baby who yells at me the first time she doesn't get what she wants?
Right when you stopped giving me what I want!
At home, Spencer lives with his little sister Carly. Because their father is gone and their mother is absent, Spencer is the adult of the house. Because Carly is the only family he has, he's very protective of her.
What's going on?
He tried to put his lips on my face!
Her face! She said, ow.
So it comes as no surprise that the only thing guaranteed to always make Spencer furious is Carly disobeying him. In I Look Alike, Spencer tells Carly she's not allowed to go to a mixed martial arts fight. Carly protests, but Spencer sticks to his guns. After discovering that Carly snuck out anyway, Spencer encounters the iCarly crew, ultimately resulting in him getting hurt. The episode makes it seem like we're supposed to be siding with Carly, Sam, and Freddie, even though Spencer was proven right about MMA being dangerous. Another episode that makes the mistake of painting Spencer as the bad guy is I Date a Bad Boy, where Carly dates a bad boy. More specifically, a thief. Spencer is concerned for his little sister's well-being and doesn't want her dating a criminal. So why does the episode make it seem like Spencer is being unreasonable for stopping them? Carly hardly knows this guy, and she practically jumps into his arms cause he's a bad boy. Of course Spencer wouldn't want her to date someone who could potentially steal from her or get her into legal trouble. He makes a great parental figure for Carly, and this is shown perfectly in the episode I Want to Stay with Spencer, where his concern for Carly's asthma is what ends up convincing their grandfather that he's responsible enough to take care of her, and, by extension, her friends.
Want to go for a ride?
I would love to, but this is all I can give you right now.
Call me.
We'll see.
Even though Spencer spends a majority of his time with his little sister's friends, he does have friends of his own. Spencer regularly mentions having a best friend named Sako, whose face we've never actually seen. Sako owns a sock company and makes light-up socks and a sock cake for Spencer. But their friendship seems to go deeper than that. Anytime Spencer needs connections or help of some sort, Socko is always able to help Spencer in some way. Spencer and Freddy were initially the two guys of the Carly crew, spending time together when the girls were gone. Because Spencer was the only adult male in Freddy's life, it's very likely that Freddy looks up to Spencer as either a father figure or brother figure. This is most notable in episodes like I Fence or I Will Date Freddy, where Spencer takes Freddy to a fencing game for some guy time and when Spencer gives Freddy dating advice, respectively. Sam clearly had a crush on Spencer early on in the show, and at times she didn't even make it a secret.
What you cooking there, handsome? Dude, if I didn't have a little crush on you, you'd be falling for my baseball bat to your face, bitch.
In my Sam Puckett analysis video, links down below, I spoke about how Sam's home life must have been troubling, especially considering the revolving door of men her mother would be bringing home without considering how they'd behave towards her daughter Sam. It's very likely that Spencer was the only positive experience Sam had with any adult male in her life, hence the crush. Then there's Gibby. Strangely enough, instead of seeing Spencer as a paternal figure, Gibby and Spencer treat each other more as equals. This is probably because Gibby has stronger family ties than the other castmates. That being said, Spencer dates Gibby's mom at one point, so she's probably no longer married to Gibby's dad. Speaking of which...
I'm sorry I painted your mouth red.
I'm sorry I painted your mouth blue.
Want to make purple?
Please.
Over the course of 6 seasons, Spencer had approximately 26 girlfriends, not counting I Christmas. Most of them only appear in a single episode, which likely means that Spencer isn't very good at keeping a relationship. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it. Spencer doesn't exactly have an example of what a stable relationship would look like. Remember that his mother has been absent for the entire series. Sam, Freddy, and Gibby's dads are missing, and... wait, where are the fathers in this show? Spencer Shay is set to appear in the iCarly reunion series, so it'll be interesting to see how much he's developed over the years. Or if he's developed at all. Either way, Spencer is without a doubt my favorite iCarly character, which is why he's the first character we're covering for this year. Happy New Year, everybody! Be sure to follow me on Spotify, Instagram, and Twitter as your New Year's resolution. If you're already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to my backup channel, Jayniac Jr., in case anything bad happens to this one. And finally, please take a look at the merchandise. We got a lot of Christmas sales. Thank you very much. If you have any ideas for merchandise, please let me know in the comments below. Until then, I'll leave you with this.